What began as a Christian basilica in Constantinople.
Venne costruita nel IV secolo, dopo poco che
It was built in the 4th century, shortly after Constantine moved to the imperial seat around the year 360 AD, and it had the classic shape of a basilica. Later was destroyed twice by major fires.
ed è stato il momento in cui l'imperatore
It
Giustiniano
was then that Emperor Justinian, in the 6th century, decided to build a new basilica that was very large and spacious. Dedicated to wisdom, the Hagia Sophia became an imperial symbol, uniting the East and the West. It became the largest church in the world for nearly 1,000 years, with a vast dome of 43 meters.
al termine dei lavori
At
Giustiniano
the end of the construction, Justinian uttered the famous phrase as he contemplated this marvel, "Solomon, I have surpassed you." An originally Orthodox basilica, it later became a mosque in 1453, when Constantinople was conquered.
il sultano ordinò che la
The Sultan ordered that the basilica, which was the largest religious building in the entire city, be converted into a mosque. However, at the same time, he ordered that all the mosaics be saved from destruction. Thus began the coexistence of Christian and Islamic elements in Turkey. All of this remained until Ataturk founded modern Turkey, turned it into a secular state, and decided that the Hagia Sophia would become a national museum without any religious affiliation. However, later in 2020, the current president, Erdogan, reconverted it back into a mosque.
Per cui invece l'economia di uno Stato.
Therefore, the Turkish state's economy is in an economic difficulty. With a devalued lira, a stagnant economy, and rising unemployment, he had to seek support on religious grounds. And that's exactly what happened. The Hagia Sophia is now once again a Muslim place of worship. Pope Leo XIV does not have a visit to it on his agenda, despite the fact that all the popes since Pope Paul VI have gone there.
Allora effettivamente recarsi
So indeed, going to a place that has returned to being a mosque might, from the perspective of interreligious dialogue, I don't know, be somewhat complicated. And that's why I imagine Pope Leo preferred not to go there.
Probabilmente il motivo sea
The reason is probably diplomatic, not wanting to hurt certain sensitivities. Because recently, in the past few years, the Hagia Sophia went from being a museum to a mosque. And with its function as a mosque, the mosaics were covered. So it's probably a matter of prudence. The amount of Christians in Turkey are only around 100,000, of whom only 33,000 are Catholics. This means that there are 4 Catholics for every 10,000 people in the country. This results in only roughly 40 parishes across the entire territory. And if there's one point shared by Latins and the Orthodox, it's the Nicene Creed, which originated in what is today the Turkish city Iznik, which was originally the ancient city Nicaea.
La base, desde luego, es
The
partir.
basis, of course, is to start from the symbol of faith, the creed. It is what unites us, and all of that is contained in the Nicene symbol, later developed in Constantinople, which refers to the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That is also the main reason for Pope Leo's trip to Turkey, a major ecumenical gathering to celebrate the 1700th anniversary of that historic moment, which Catholics and Orthodox now celebrate together.